Guru Nation, welcome back to another episode of Clinical Trials Guru. I almost said random musings from the clinical trials, but that's my podcast. We got two CRA Academy interns here. We've got Fidelis and Victor. Victor's all the way from Atlanta, and Fidelis all the way from Southern California. So, welcome, gentlemen. We just wrapped up a long week. First of all, let's introduce yourselves. We'll start with Victor.
Oh, well, I am an aspiring CRA. My name is Victor, like you rightly said, and I'm here to brush up my skills and be as effective as I can be when I go out there to be a CRA.
And we learned that in-house CRA is a great
way to start.
Fit for you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, your skill set, everything you have fits right into that. But see, can you tell the people out there, everyone, when they don't know anything about research, they want to be a CRA. That's all they think about, because maybe a friend is doing it, and they hear about how much money they make.
Right.
And even our academy is called CRA Academy. But once you finish it and you come through with the internship, you realize there's dozens of other jobs, right?
That's right.
You've had that experience.
I sure did. CRA involves a whole lot of stuff, and beyond the money aspect and the fame, if you look at it, especially when you think your friends are doing it, there's also what they call passion. You have to be passionate about it, because it involves a whole lot of research, travelings, report writings.
Yeah.
A whole lot of scrutiny, if you ask me. If you don't, any single mistake can lead you out of the job. So you could have its own ups and downs, but basically, like I say, you need to have more than just what you see people say or do, and that requires you to be somebody that is very inquisitive, passionate, and you should be ready for whatever it comes, because if you see yourself as a CRA, you go to sites, there are different things that happen on site. You never know what to expect, so there are so many things involved.
What's your background?
Well, in my case, I have a master's in human relations. I used to do auditing as an accountant, so I've always enjoyed being with people, meeting people, and I've always been so passionate about what I do. So I relate CRA to the auditing career I used to have.
Yeah.
So that has helped me a lot as well. So it was just natural based on those, so just fitting into that.
Now, before you joined, and we're going to get to Fidelis also, but before you joined, so now that you finished the academy, did the internship, you're going to start now in Atlanta at the new site. What did you think about research, and what is it now that you understand it better? Like, is it more difficult than you thought, more complicated than you thought, or is it less so? Or less glamorous, more complicated? Everyone thinks it's glamorous, and you're going to be looking at microscopes, and you're going to be, creating drugs in a lab. But then when they learn more about their industry, they realize it's just guidelines, paperwork, Alcoa, systems. What was your expectations before and then after?
Well, based on, I have a couple of friends already doing it. So based on what they say, it has all those sentiments, if I may go there. The fame perspective and the unexpected, the expectations you get from it in terms of maybe monetary wise. But when I went through it as well, even though it wasn't based on that, I already had a passion for it anyway. Like I said, it also involves a lot of research. It also involves sometimes patience, because you're going to meet different kinds of people.
Yeah, so even as a study coordinator, exactly. You might deal with patients.
Temperament, you have to be someone that, your sense of judgment should be up top notch. So, because you're going to meet different characteristics, different people, different situations.
So the goal for you is to get to CRA, but you want to start in-house CRA first.
That's right.
That's the best pathway to do.
That's right. The world is not coming to an end tomorrow. Hopefully, so there's no point rushing it.
Yeah.
Take your time. Be versatile and get to know the basics.
Sometimes you gotta
As you
go
grow up.
backwards to move forward.
That will, yeah, something like that, you know. So yeah,
All right,
that's
Victor.
it's been my experience.
Thank you, sir. Now, Fidelis, you've got an interesting story. You knew about research, right?
Yes.
Prior to this.
Yes. I have a background in. I was a lab tech when I was in the Navy. And I had a little bit experience with research.
And they do their own type of clinical trials, which we won't get into,
No.
but they do their own.
Yes.
So you knew about it from there, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I actually got to know about clinical trials when a friend spoke to me about that.
Okay.
Yeah, because she knew was somebody who was interested in, I asked her a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And then we spoke about some time ago, and then somebody mentioned it to her, and she was like, "Oh, there is this guy called Dan Sfera. Look for him on YouTube." And that's when I started following you.
Okay.
So I went to the website, and I got to know that a class was coming up. That's
Okay.
when I signed up. And yes, I've loved it. I've loved every bit of it.
What was your expectations of CRA beforehand versus now? Like, did you want to be a CRA and now you're thinking to maybe start a little bit lower on the totem pole and then become a CRA just like Victor? Or what is your experiences?
Beforehand, I saw it to be quite more complicated than I see right now.
Really? So you
Yes.
thought it was more complex than it
Yes,
is?
yes, yeah.
That's
In the
you're
beginning,
rare. You
because
are rare.
I read, I looked for the jobs and I read about the qualifications and what they were looking for. To me, I thought maybe you need a PhD.
Sounded like a foreign language, right?
Yes, you need a PhD to be able to do this. And then I read, and then I realized that the basic qualification was bachelor's.
Yeah.
It's like I could do this.
And study coordinator don't even need any degree. We know many medical assistants that are study coordinators. No degree at all. And now your long-term goal, at least what you told me on Tuesday,
Yes,
is to own a site.
yes, to own sites.
Sites?
Yeah,
Excuse
site.
me.
Yes, I have a big dream.
That's good.
And
What
I-
gave you that idea?
I-
Did you have that before the academy?
No,
After?
it
Or
was
during?
It was after. It was after. Actually, I would say after my first visit to the site.
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino. That's when it's like
Yeah.
it's something I want to do.
It's a great business. A lot of people want to be CROs. That's tough. It's low margins,
Actually,
but the sites are high margins.
Yes. Actually, I wanted to be on a CRO, and upon your advice,
Yeah.
you gave me that.
Why did
advice.
you want a CRO? You thought it's bigger and they'll
No.
make more money, or
It wasn't. It's not the monetary aspect.
Oh, okay.
It's more of the job.
yeah.
It's
You don't want to be in charge of CRAs. They quit, and then you got to do their work when they quit.
well, that was part of the experience.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
The site is much more laid back. It's still a lot of work, but it's more laid back. You don't need to travel like a CRA. Like I know I'm about to interview a CRA mother, single mother. And it's like, I mean, like we talked about yesterday, their biggest metrics at the CROs is days on site for their CRA. So that's how they make their money, is when the CRAs go on site. So they don't want you home. They're not making money when you're home.
Yeah.
They want you out.
Stay out.
And you want to be home because you got
Right.
kids. You know, so sometimes those things conflict. And then eventually, for a lot of these CRAs, the goal is to be a project manager or a lead CRA, or they just open their own clinic. A lot of our clients are CRAs that open their own sites. So it's good that you're starting to experiment with the possibilities. And I think that's one of the goals of the academy is, yeah, everyone wants to be CRA, and that's why we named our school that. But once you're in, we want to introduce you to all opportunities that are out there. So good. Any questions before you guys go? Now you're gonna start the job hunt.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little tougher for you than Fidelis because you're in California.
Yes.
You're lucky. Extremely lucky. I mean, it's right now the arbitrage is like California CRA. They can't be too picky, right? But East Coast, they can a little bit. Still not a lot. There's still a shortage on the East Coast. It's just you have more competition, right? Here, it's like they're gonna interview you and maybe 2 more people, and then they're like, "Hey, if we don't hire this guy, even if we do hire this guy, the other 2 are gonna get hired somewhere else." But over there, they have maybe 10 people that they're interviewing.
I will be applying for the ones in Cali too. Come on now.
You can. That's a
yeah.
strategy. We had a student do that.
Yeah. So don't limit my chances.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do
But,
that.
do you have an affiliate in the DC area,
Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that?
It's in Towson, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
North of, like, maybe an hour north of DC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we have, actually 2. We're getting 2 clinics up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we try to be like as many places as possible with the site network and the CRO. So thank you guys. Overall thoughts on the academy? Good, bad, average, subpar?
Well, I think everything only gets better. I don't know what you think, but I will not say it's good, it's best. No, it's okay. It will only get better.
Yeah.
It's, to me, I think what you're doing, it's more of pioneering. So it's an avenue for a lot of things to happen.
Yeah.
So there's an avenue for you to even grow higher.
Of course.
Yeah, So and I think I see this company doing that.
Hopefully.
Growing.
Hopefully.
As long as you don't lose focus. And,
We can't
that's
lose
right.
focus.
So
Thank you for that.
it only get better. So.
And Fidelis, what do you think? Good, bad, horrible experience?
Close.
You're gonna just you want to get out of here?
No. Yes, but this is important too.
You'll start interning once a week at San Bernardino, right?
Yes. So starting next week. My overall experience. I love the staff. You guys are willing to help. When I was going through the class, the instructors were great. Shanae, great.
She's awesome. I like her.
Yeah. The one who took over.
Brenda. Yeah.
Brenda was great, and then the CRO coach.
That guy's a monster.
And,
Productivity monster.
most of all, Dan, one of the people who will return your call regardless of whenever you call him. That's one thing I like about you.
Text calls.
Yeah.
Although my Google Voice, I need to get
your
it back
Google
up.
Voice, that.
This week I've been wondering why I've been getting way less calls than usual,
Yeah.
and I think that's why.
Yeah.
I need to reset my Google Voice.
Yeah.
949-415-6256. Try it when you're listening. Hopefully it's back up.
Yeah. So.
And you could text too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did enjoy, and what I wish the internship could be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So 1 week, if you can extend it for those who are coming behind us.
It's compressed, yeah.
So that at least, because some of the things I did, I'm still processing them.
Yeah.
In my head.
And we didn't even have time to finish all of it.
Yeah.
So when you start again in next week, you're going to go once a week, right?
Yes.
And then you in Atlanta, whatever you work out with that site director, but Chris will introduce you. So just email Chris, and then he'll introduce you to the site director there.
Will do.
But and as often as you can, really. Like if you go, and if they want you there regularly, as often as you guys can work out.
Yes.
Like just like you and Chris did.
Yes, and then Grace. How can I forget Grace? Grace has been great. He's been great, giving us directions.
He's the Diet Coke champion.
Yes. Yes.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sure.
And good luck out there. And let me know, because You'll both be success stories very soon.
Amen.
I can feel it.
I'll say amen to that.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Bye bye.